Okay. Hopefully we have stuff. I don't know if we're having any game sound happening though. Like, I got it working last time. We will find out. Okay, well, I have the correct sound thing set up, but I don't know if don't think any of that sound is coming through. Just working on figuring out default sound nonsense here. I have no idea what the heck it thought it was connected to. But now, hopefully, it's connected to this game. Which... let's see, where did we last save? This one, right? Yes. Load. Hopefully, it'll be audible. And that's how you became the unlikely defender of Anemone Valley. Hopefully the screen is supposed to be dark. Waking up the next morning feels like a dream. If it wasn't for the happy grin of the spirit who greets you, you would have dismissed it as such.
Morning. Glad to see you're awake.
Again, folks, let me know if the sound is doing anything weird. I think it's being okay, but like, who knows? Right, mime. Morning, Anna. Glad to see you're awake. Oh, she said that. Must be nice getting rest from sleep instead of fainting all the time, right? So Victoria sent me. She's really eager to get started on this big old mission thing, and she wants you to meet her outside, like, now. She's already in a bad mood, though, so I don't think hurrying would make her less angry. Anyway, how are you feeling? Let's see. We're gonna be happy. We're like
About that.
happy person. Everything considered, I'm feeling quite all right. Thank you for asking. Mime, you're quite amazing. You know that? Most people would not be able to smile so easily after having gone through so much. But I guess it could have been worse. We're not shackled and are on our way to the capital after all. Let's see. Let's find out why Mime is so afraid of the capital.
I have some questions.
You're really quite afraid of the capital, aren't you?
Huh?
Mime. Well, of course. Spirits are not supposed to go to human cities. My mere existence is some kind of crime to them. I don't want to know what they're going to do to me. Yeah, okay, valid. What happens now? So what do we do now? What's the plan?
About that.
Mime. Well, finding these demons and sealing them away is our first priority. We can't have any more people getting hurt. And hopefully, while we're looking for a way to stop them, we'll learn more about this spirit locket of yours. If it can seal demons away, then maybe there's a way it can unseal me from your heart as well. That's a great plan.
Okay.
That sounds like a great plan. Great thinking, Mime.
Thank you.
Mime, you really think so? Thank you. Let's do our best, yes? Yeah, let's go talk to Victoria. So we say Victoria wants to see us. Mime. Yep, she said at once, so probably like yesterday, honestly. We should get going. You walk into the shop. Now that everything is illuminated by daylight, you can truly see the extent of the destruction left by the demon the night before. Every surface is covered in glass or spilled potions. Shelves are shattered, windows broken, and in the middle of the chaos, Elizabeth is carefully cleaning the floor with a broom.
Welcome back.
Elizabeth. Anna, Mime, good morning. She greets you with a tired smile, and you wonder if she even managed to sleep at all.
It is quite the change, suddenly having people living with us like this. This sleepy old town really did wake up to quite an adventure, didn't it?
You never know. A bit of adventure might be good for us.
I see.
Elizabeth, you might be right. This world, it is one of constant conflict. There are so many heroic tales you can tell, but the bards rarely capture the pain that sometimes follows doing what is right. I have tried to shield you from such pain, but I see now that if you are so to prevail in the challenges ahead, I cannot keep hiding things from you. I know you have a lot of questions. If you want, I shall do my best to explain what I can. Is there any answer other than yes to this? Like, does anybody actually get up in the morning and say, "You have answers? Pshaw, I don't care. Don't bother telling me what's going on, my, mentor person. I clearly am just going to figure this shit out on my own, and I want zero help and zero anything else. Because, why would I?" Sorry, I just need to write something down super quick. I realized that I had forgotten to do a thing. Alright, back to the game. Okay. Right, if you want, I shall do my best to explain what I can. Alright, let's ask the important question first. Were you and Alethea an item?
Tell me about...
That woman that appeared yesterday, you knew her? How? Elizabeth, my life did not begin and end in this shop, you know. Alethea and I knew each other well a long time ago. Back then, I would have called her my companion, but now our journeys took us down different paths. She is now the right hand of the highest office in the land. Ooh. That sounds like an interesting story. It sounds like quite the story. Why have you never told me? Elizabeth, let's just say that I didn't necessarily want you to copy me. But I guess given your temperament, I should have guessed you'd find your own way to get yourself into this kind of trouble. So there's hardly any harm in it anymore. If you wish to hear, then perhaps I shall tell you my story, after we've cleaned this up. Okay, tell me about the spirit locket.
So...
The alchemy table. Last night it changed into something. You called it a spirit locket? What does that mean? Elizabeth. It was an invention that pioneered the modern school of alchemy, a new type of alchemy that was usable by non-mages. It works in much the same way as the alchemy table we use today, but while we now use the off-power crystals to fuel our spells, a spirit locket runs on the life force of spirits. That sounds dangerous. That sounds like an extremely dangerous sort of magic.
Yes.
Elizabeth. It is. Spirit magic is chaotic, unpredictable, but it was a necessity of the times. Alchemists had yet to discover the use of crystals as a power source for their spells, and so spirits were used. It is a powerful artifact, one which is now bound to you, just like mine. Now, let's be concerned. Did I hurt you, Mime? How are you feeling, Mime? Did you get hurt during the battle? Mime, I feel fine. It might be different since you know I'm not bound to your locket thing, but to you. This is all so confusing, though. Arg. I wish we could learn more. Elizabeth. I'm sorry I cannot be of more help. I am skilled in alchemy, but the engineering that goes into crafting a locket like this is something else entirely. It's possible that there are mages out there who know a lot more about alchemy lockets and spirits, but locating them will be tricky. You can try and ask Quinn for help, and they went to the Mage Academy, so they might know more. Okay, well, that's good to know. All right. How did the locket get here? How did the locket even come to be here in the shop? It doesn't really seem like something authorized by the Empire, Elizabeth. It's been in my possession for a while. It was gifted to me by a dear friend, and I have kept it safe here ever since. I didn't expect something like this, but that doesn't matter. We can talk about that story some other time. You have more important things to worry about now. Well, let's find out about mine.
I wonder.
Oops. Do you know how to... Yeah. I know a few, but none of them would leave the both of you, how to put it, alive afterwards. Mime. Gulp. Exorcism is the craft of demon hunters, and they don't particularly care about the well-being of those affected as long as it eliminates the threat. You can ask Victoria for details. The way she attacked that demon yesterday, it is clear she has had the training. But why a former demon hunter would now work for the Knight Commander of Eridas, I am not quite sure.
About that.
What are we going to do about the shop? Everything's so broken, I don't even know where to start. Elizabeth. We clean, we salvage, we restore. I've already sent a message to Quinn about restoring our herbal stock. Knowing them, they've already gotten new supplies ready for us. I just need you to pick it up whenever you can. I do worry about the alchemy table, though. I cannot make potions without it, and getting a new one from the Mage College can take a while. And then comes the paperwork of gaining a new power crystal. You'd think it would be easy to obtain one with us basically living on top of the mines. Well, that's good info. But the last time we needed a change, it took several months. No doubt Goldner, that old weasel, had something to do with that. Reopening the shop might take a while.
I'll do it.
Wouldn't I be able to make potions still, using the spirit locket? Elizabeth. I guess that would be possible, but I wouldn't want to put such a quest on you now when you're tied up in your other obligations. Restocking the shop will take time, and I would need to teach you many more recipes than what you know now. Let's be diplomatic.
Happy to help.
I can help out for a while, just until you get your new table. Then I can go back to focusing fully on my mission. Elizabeth. Bold of you to assume the Mage College will deliver before this quest of yours is over. But I see your point, child. Let us make a deal. As long as it doesn't interfere with this other thing you have to do, I'll teach you new recipes and we can work together to rebuild. Just visit me here in the shop whenever you have the time, then we'll get started.
I'll be off then.
I have to go. Victoria's waiting for me to go on this whole quest thingy. Elizabeth. I understand. I'll be here in case you have any other questions.
Good luck, dear.
Victoria standing outside the shop, arms crossed and eyes glaring at anyone who dares to pass her by.
You're late.
Morning.
Ready to do some investigate. Victoria, what part of keeping a low profile do you insist on not getting? Mime, shocked. Oh, right. Sorry. Victoria sighs heavily. You remembered to cast your spell? Mime, of course. No human will notice me at all. unless they're like a demon hunter or possessed by a spirit like that guy yesterday. A mage would probably also see me, so yeah, basically invisible. Let's be diplomatic. So what's the plan, Victoria?
While you two were snoozing the day away, I've been digging around for some information. Look.
There are multiple accounts of people having seen the shop burn last night, but who have no recollection of the mob and the dark magic. The general consensus is that it was an accident. I see no reason to correct this assumption. It would just create unnecessary panic. The shop itself is clean. No trace of anything magical. If the place wasn't trashed, I wouldn't be able to tell anything had happened. It doesn't leave us with much to go on, really.
I wonder.
Mime, well, we could always go check out the forest. We spirits really like nature, so maybe the demons are angry someone went and destroyed their homes. Victoria, we already searched that place for clues and found nothing. I think our time would be more wisely spent exploring somewhere new. The mines under the town are suspicious to me. I do not believe it is a coincidence that these events are occurring right on top of a large seam of magical crystals.
Are you sure?
Mime. Do we really have to go underground, though? It's creepy. Let's ask all the questions.
I wonder.
Shouldn't we maybe try to figure out what's going on with this spirit locket thing?
About that.
Mime. She kind of has a point there, Victoria.
Enough of this.
Victoria. Mime. Victoria gives Mime a pointed look, and the spirit's mouth zips shut instantly. Then those hard eyes turn to you.
I can't believe this.
Look, alchemist. Alethea might have put her trust in you, but I am not so easily convinced. So it would be much appreciated if you kept your opinions to yourself.
About that.
I'm stuck with you anyway, and it's not like there's anything I can do to make the situation worse. So maybe we should just try and work together to figure out this mess. Mime, she does have a point. Victoria does not look amused, but she clicks her tongue and sighs.
Fine. Let's go. Mime, you're staying close to me. I won't have you running away from me again.
What? Me? Run away? I would never.
Just stay where I can see you.
Understood.
Okay, so I guess we go to the mines. Okay. The mines are starkly cold compared to the warmth of the sunny day outside. It is quiet. Victoria is taking great care to keep you out of sight of any stray workers.
This place really gives me the creeps.
It's like everywhere I look, there's a shadow ready to reach out and grab us. Victoria, don't be ridiculous, Mime. The only thing that's out to grab you down here is your own imagination. Mime, I mean, to be fair, my imagination can be quite insistent. Ah! Screams from somewhere. A sudden scream rings out in the quiet mine, echoing eerily along the walls. Victoria shoots forward before anyone else has time to react. Mime. Wait, Victoria, we really shouldn't get separated down here. And she's gone. What should we do?
I'll do it.
Someone needs help. It sounds like someone in trouble. We should help.
Whoa!
Mime. Wait, Anna. How did I end up with two people with a hero complex? The stones beneath your feet are brittle and unsteady, and you almost fall, skidding around a sharp turn. The passage has opened up into a large cave. In the middle stands a woman, her hands outstretched and glowing with a bright golden light. Well, this can't be good.
Get out of my way, demon. You're ruining my experiment.
A demon stands tall, towering over the woman. Demon, you are making a grave mistake. Think of how powerful we could be, two beings of magic working together. You could have everything you've ever dreamed of, even...
Not interested.
We have to help. Got it.
Victoria's way ahead of you. Victoria rushes forward, sword drawn, and the stranger jumps back in surprise when the hunter cuts in. Victoria cuts the demon down and it lets out an angry shriek. The locket around your neck starts glowing.
Let's go!
Mime. Anna, I think it might be time. Let's seal this spirit away before it escapes. Okay, I guess we get to play another game here. Match the pattern to banish the demon. Okie dokie. Alright, so what do we need to do? So this one is the way it should be. That's what we need. Okay. Now this one needs to be like that. Oh, and this one needs to be the other way. Oh, goodness gracious. There we go. Ah, says the demon. The demon roars as it dissolves. I cannot make roaring noises. Sorry, guys. Like, I am apparently just super duper bad at it. Super duper duper bad. Demon roars as it dissolves and is sucked into the glowing locket. The mines fall silent again. Oh, that's what I didn't do yet. One moment. Okay. Minds fall silent again. Oh, you be concerned, joking, or scared? Let's be concerned.
Everyone all right?
Are you all okay? No one got hurt, right? Victoria, we're fine, Anna. Can't say I'll ever get used to that weird magic, though.
Fascinating. Just how did you do that?
We all jump as the stranger is suddenly in your face. Her gloved hands grab yours without any consideration to personal space to get a closer look at the locket that's still glowing faintly.
Is this some kind of portable alchemy table? It was alchemy you were using, right? what kind of magic was used to forge this? It cannot be powered by a crystal. The mass of the device would not be able to hold such power. But then, what?
Why is my first option romance? Like, why is that the first thought here? Let's see, we could be nervous, we could be annoyed. Let's be nervous.
I'm not so sure about this.
Could you perhaps take a step back? The woman freezes and looks up at you for the first time since her rant began. She looks surprised. Did she honestly forget you were even there? Oh, right. That was rather rude, wasn't it? My apologies. I should have introduced myself before proceeding. She releases you and takes a step back.
My name is Anne Sophia Bernadette Toppland, a scholar under the Seven Winds Academy.
Okay, then.
Oh, great.
Victoria.
A mage academic.
Anne seems to completely ignore the comments, her attention solely focused on you, or at least the locket.
I am writing my thesis on alternative power sources for magic-infused artifacts, and you simply must let me take a look at this device. I have never seen anything like it. If I could uncover the mysteries behind it, I'd be the envy of the entire academy.
Yeah, okay, what was she doing down here? Like, really? I guess let's ask all the questions.
About that.
What did you come down here for? The crystals mined in this area are one of the most common resources for powering magical artifacts. I felt it was only right to start my research looking into the current practices, but I did not expect to find such an interesting research subject wandering around down here. It must have been the blessing of Izith that made you show up when you did. Could you please not refer to me as a research subject? I was actually referring to your locket, but anyway, what do I call you? Yeah, okay, let's be cheerful.
Hello.
I'm Anna. Nice to meet you, Anne.
The pleasure is all mine.
Now, tell me about your thesis.
Huh?
You're writing a what now? I thought mages worked in shops and such.
About that.
Victoria. Most do, but there are a few who choose to pursue a career at the academy itself as researchers. In order to get such a position, however, you need to write a thesis, an extensive research report with the knowledge you have gained while traveling. Most candidates fail.
Huh?
Mime. Fail?
So.
Victoria. Either they fail to find new knowledge, or they die trying.
Yikes!
Mime. Okay, not cool.
Actually,
Anne. You're not wrong, but I will be successful, don't doubt that.
Really?
You are from the Mage Academy? Anne. Yes, graduated just last month, but I already miss it. No need to worry, though. If everything goes to plan, I will have my thesis done and ready for publication within this season, and I'll be back before summer ends.
We actually really need to know more about this locket. You see, the power source is, well, that would be me.
There's a pregnant pause while Anne blinks at Mime, for the first time noticing the short spirit girl standing partially hidden behind you, and then all color appears to leave her face.
a spirit? But that's taboo. Against the teachings of the Holy Seven. How did you even... Oh, wait! I get it! This must be some kind of government-licensed project, right? That's why you have a demon hunter with you.
Government licensed. Sure. Let's call it that.
Oh yay, thank you for lurking, Puka. I'm hoping to get further in this experience. I'm like super excited about this game, so I'm pretty happy to see all the new stuff that's going to be happening. All right, Victoria. Sure, let's call it that.
No,
Okay.
no, I am not getting tangled up in something like this. Do you know what happens to mages who get involved with sketchy things like this?
Ooh, yay. Thank you for rating. That's pretty awesome. Yay, Pengu. And Pengu's awesome Minecraft. Yay, and raid penguins. Like, everything is basically better with raid penguins, as far as I can tell. So, like, definitely all about that. As I try to figure out what is going on with my stream here. There we go. Yay. Thank you for dropping in. We are in the mines under our town trying to figure out what's going on, and we ran into Anne, who is kind of a twit. Oh, yay! Thank you for following! Welcome, Pendergast. Yes, we just met Anne. She just referred to either us or our locket as the as a walking research subject. So here we are. But yeah, it's like a thing, I guess. Technically speaking, it is technically speaking a thing, and my recent follower thing is apparently not working. I guess I might need to update Streamlabs, maybe? I don't know. I'm very perplexed about that whole thing. And I don't know why it doesn't... Like, why it doesn't actually update. Like, it doesn't have a reload, but... it also doesn't... yeah, I don't know. Like... Well, there we go. That should have updated things. Maybe it's just delayed. Anyway, yeah, we just met Anne. She is a twit. That is my conclusion about her. Okay. Do you know what happens to mages who get involved with sketchy things like this? I think I'm gonna stick to being diplomatic.
I know it's not ideal, and I understand why you would be suspicious. But maybe we could make it worth your while?
What are you gonna do? Pay her? I mean, this is research. She could write her thesis about it.
We're both searching for something, and our goals appear to be the same. So, what if we make a deal?
A deal, you say?
Well, at least she's tempted.
I'm not going to lie. I'm curious about that locket of yours. It's certainly a lot more interesting than what I've found down here so far. Leaving town in search of a new mine would also put me way behind schedule. I really don't have time for this.
For what it's worth, we are currently working on the orders of the Knight Commander of Eridus. The nature of our mission, however, demands a level of discretion.
By discretion, you mean they approve as long as you don't fail? But I suppose being chosen by the Knight Commander herself does give you some credibility.
She's very determined and scheming seeming, and to the point, which like I can appreciate, but she's rather rude about it. And I think I still am cranky about the fact that as soon as she appeared, my first option was romance, ? And I'm like, literally anything but okay. Still trying to figure out how to really romance Victoria, because that's gonna need to happen.
If I help you with this demon problem of yours, you promise that you will help me with my research?
It's not that I need you to help me with my demon problem. I need you to literally do research on my locket and tell me about it.
I will need to study that locket of yours thoroughly.
Your choice will affect Anne's path going forward. Oh. Reality or promise? Ooh. People's lives are at stake. I need her to realize her personal goals have to come second, or we can make this work in a way that is beneficial for both of us. Ooh. Okay. What do we think? Reality or promise? I sort of don't know. Like, kind of feel like it could go either way, maybe? I feel like I want to flip a coin or something. I don't know. Drat. Okay. I feel like she's the sort of person who kind of needs reality. With the way you've been playing the character, maybe they mutually been... Well, maybe, that's true. I've been doing both diplomatic and cheerful and stuff. But, like... And she's annoying me, not the character, but, like... Yeah, you think promise? Alright, fine. You... reality is boring? Okay, I mean... Yeah, I don't think any of us have any idea except maybe Pengu, and that's because, she's played this part. Alright, we're gonna promise.
If you help us, I promise I'll do anything I can to help with your thesis.
Sure. Let's promise things. What could go wrong?
Anything?
Yeah, see this? This is terrifying.
Very well, Alchemist. I'll bite.
I don't want you to bite. We're not having that kind of relationship.
You have my expertise, and in return, we'll see what I come up with. I'm sure my grand experiment will be absolutely ingenious.
That sounds fun. This is going to be fun, right?
No, Mime. It's not. It's not gonna be fun at all.
Never had the chance to talk to a spirit before. At the academy, they are confined for safety reasons.
Safety? What? So the students can't hurt them?
Oh, no, actually, quite the opposite. The spirits at the academy are a lot less friendly than you.
Oh, well, I suppose if I was kept cooped up all day in school, I'd be pretty grumpy too.
That's a fair point.
Yeah, you lock them up and then they're grumpy. Alright, so where do we go now? Let's go to the flower shop and... What are these? What are the little, like... What are the little thingies by... What do those mean? Like, what does that mean? That there's, like, home has Victoria, and the alley has Mime, and the flower shop has, I guess, Quinn? I don't know. Or maybe that's Anne. I can't actually tell. I have no idea. But we probably need to go to the flower shop, because that's where we get our ingredients anyway.
You! What in the world happened?
I heard your shop burned down, and I just got this message from Elizabeth asking for supplies, and, oh, Anne, you're back already. Quinn looks about ready to bombard you with questions until their eyes catch sight of Anne stepping through the door behind you. What are you doing here? I thought you were going to hole up in the mines to write your thesis. That was the plan, but as luck would have it, I found something much more interesting to write about than magic crystals. Alright, let's be surprised.
Huh?
You two already know each other? Oh, I guess I never mentioned it. Quinn and I studied together at the academy. I knew they had opened up a shop out here, so when I decided I wanted to look into the mines, well... Quinn, I'm only happy to help, dear Anne. It is quite refreshing seeing you out and about like this. But you must help me understand how you all come to know each other. It is a most unusual group that has entered my store. Quinn turns to you. Just what happened, Anna? I heard the alchemy shop was burned down, and now Elizabeth is requesting more supplies? Let's be kind. I'm sorry for worrying you, Quinn. Elizabeth and I are both all right, but the shop did burn, and our stock was destroyed. Quinn listens intently as you count last night's events. So now we're trying to find to solve this, preferably before anyone else gets hurt. Quinn nods slowly.
Oh dear.
I'm so sorry to hear this happened. It must have been awful for you.
I consider you a good friend, and I want to help you. No, I am going to help you, as much as I can.
How's the sound, by the way? I think I have it balanced, but I can never tell. So let me know if it's doing anything weird and if you can't hear the game dialogue.
But this whole affair puts me at risk. We have to be very careful.
Oh, excellent. Yay, thank you for letting me know. The door to the flower shop suddenly bursts open, causing everyone to freeze in surprise. A tall, intimidating man steps inside, his cold eyes lazily taking in Quinn's little shop.
Mr. Goldner, what can I do for you today?
Oh, that was the dude who was potentially preventing Elizabeth from getting her crystals. Okay. Quinn looks nervously at the man as he glides around the shop, looking at the beautiful plants with disinterest. You feel Mime move to hide behind your legs despite her invisibility.
I was simply in the area and thought I might drop by. As you have probably already heard, the alchemy shop suffered a most unfortunate fire last night. I just wanted to be sure that our only other magic shop was still doing well.
Okay. I know it's the way the voice actor is saying these things, but I literally now 100% believe that he is behind all the problems. You know, I might actually do that, except that you also told me that Victoria hates the jokey sarcasm responses, so I've been kind of not doing them because I, am trying to impress Victoria. But he is a grade A a-hole, so yeah, oh, that's true. Why is Victoria not here? I thought she came with us. I guess she didn't tell us that she came with us, but I didn't realize she didn't come with us. But it's valid.
That is very kind of you, sir. As you can see, nothing out of the ordinary has happened here.
The man chuckles darkly.
Do forgive me for having my doubts about that. Just know this.
He steps awfully close to Quinn, staring them down with thinly veiled disgust.
The people of this town might have tolerated you this past year, but I will continue to watch you closely.
Okay, let's step in and be assholes but to him. You step up and force yourself between the man and Quinn. Oh, the game sort of implies that the rest of the group comes and goes. They may or may not be present in any given scene like this until the end of the day. Big scene when 100% everyone is there. Okay.
I think it's about time you leave, sir.
The man looks shocked for a moment, but then his eyes harden into a glare.
I see the batty old alchemist has forgotten to teach her little apprentice any manners. Do you know who I am?
Ooh.
Well, for one, you're someone who's awfully rude. I'd normally have a potion for that, but we're all out at the moment. I find that the smiley faces bouncing around the screen for this scene are extra glorious. The man huffs in indignation, but pushes past you with a scoff and heads for the door.
I will
You know, he also said that in the same tone as what's her face, who says, "As God is my witness, I shall never starve again." Scarlett O'Hara, that's her name. Like, I think that literally adds to the "I am an a-hole" here. Oh.
I love you dearly, but you ought to be more careful about making enemies.
Let's be sad about it.
Yeah, you're right. You'd think I'd have learned by now, but I just keep getting myself into these situations. Who was that guy anyway? He was so scary.
Alright, I am going to run a short ad break so that it doesn't happen at some random other time. That way nobody misses anything, and we'll be back in a little bit under a minute. Yeah, this is like I love the art like a lot, and yeah, he cannot be made fun of, and he can't take it, and like basically right, like just, you know. Anyway, I have no idea if it actually ran the ad, like, because I've never tried to do manually run ads before. So, like, hopefully it's back? I don't actually know. Right. Oh, interesting. I wonder why. I wonder why it didn't run for you. Huh. That's really weird, because... Okay. You got the pre-roll ad. Which is, like, weird, because I thought I had that disabled, but okay. That's true. Maybe. Well, hopefully we won't have them... It also tells me, like, I clicked on the run 30-second ad, and it says preparing 30-second ad, and it has a countdown that is like 6 minutes long, so I don't know what it's doing. If it runs an ad in 6 minutes, I'm sorry, but I was hoping to not have people miss stuff. Anyway, let's keep going while we have maybe 6 minutes. Alright, mime. Who was that guy anyway? He was so scary.
Messer Goldner is the owner of the mine. Despite the fact that the very ore that created his wealth is magical, he has a dangerously low opinion of mages and is quite vocal about it.
I mean, that's a very long-form way of saying he's an asshole.
Luckily, most people in town do not hold his word in high regard. He's somewhat of a joke, albeit an intimidating one.
Intimidating sounds about right. People like him are the reason I prefer to live at the academy.
I hate to agree with Anne, but, like, she's not wrong.
As far as I've heard, he started his life as a common farmer. When the mine was discovered beneath his land, he suddenly gained quite a bit of wealth, almost overnight.
You know, that can only go two ways. Either you're, like, the nicest rich person ever, or you're this guy.
That money went straight to his head, if you ask me. So now he wants people to treat him like a nobleman. The townsfolk did not take kindly to that. And while he still makes good money on the mine, most people simply avoid him.
Which probably just makes him even more crotchety and angry.
To someone like me, however, he is very much a threat. And he knows it. Hence these little visits. But that's enough doom and gloom for one day. Please, Tell me how I can help.
So, why is he an extra threat to Quinn? As a mage, does she also need the crystals for power? Like, I know that the alchemy table uses a crystal. Okay. Wait, so it's giving you an ad again? I'm so confused about the ads. That's not how it's supposed to work. That is like 100% not how it's supposed to work. I will wait, because I don't want to, like, I don't want to have you miss stuff. Not that you can hear me talking. Like, I don't know. So weird. It's because mages are broadly distrusted and disliked, so you could probably pretty easily cause her to lose her job. Yeah, like, yes, but if the whole town, like, likes Quinn and kind of thinks he's a dipshit, sorry about the ad. I don't know what's going on, like, at all. I just do not understand what is going on with the ads and how they interact with the roll-off. Holler if they start again. Like, I'm trying to keep an eye on, because it warns me, and I told it to pause, and I, like, ran the thing at a different time, so this is super weird. Alright. Quinn looks shaken, but eager to change the subject. Okay, well, let's ask her if she knows anything about it.
I wonder.
What can you tell me about spirit lockets? Spirit lockets? Not much, I'm afraid. Magic is a huge field of study, and I specialize in, well, plants, not spirits. Tinker mages like Anne are much more well versed in these types of trinkets. She was always an excellent student, so she'll be a great help to you about this, more than I will. Oh yeah, that's true. Anne, I'll do my very best for a price, of course. All right, well, let's get supplies. So, do you have anything left in stock we could use at the shop? Our supplies were completely destroyed.
What do you need?
I don't have a whole lot left, but I'll give you what I have. I'm sure you and Elizabeth will put it to good use. Then I get more things back in stock, I'll be sure to let you know. Quinn hands you 2 bundles of lavender and some other herbs.
I've gotta go.
Alright, we'll get going. Thanks, Quinn.
Take care.
Please be careful out there.
Anne,
Yes?
do drop by from time to time while you're here, won't you? I miss our game nights.
Okay. I'll see if I can find some time.
Perfect. I'll see you around.
Maybe the 2 of them should get together. You walk out of the shop and continue on your way. After about 10 minutes of walking, Victoria taps you on the shoulder.
It would appear that we're being followed.
Alright. What should we do? You keep your eyes straight ahead. Oh, people would be executed left and right. That's one of the biggest, like if you look at some of the supernatural stuff in our own world, things like World of Darkness, right, where you end up with every supernatural group having a special code for, and just don't tell the normies we exist, or like they will dissect us or something. But yeah, I can't, like, I have no idea. I imagine that if it was like some small subset of people who could do magic, it would immediately become basically like stockpiled nukes. Every government will have like chained up secret mages somewhere in the basement that they are not letting go of anytime soon. Yeah, right? Alright. Okay, so you keep your eyes straight ahead.
Oh,
What's the plan?
Let's go.
Victoria. Follow my lead. This can't end well. You follow Victoria down a side street. No one else is around, so you stand there and wait for a moment, and another. And then a familiar, timid face peeks around the corner, big red eyes widening in fright when he realizes he's been caught. Oh, that's the kid.
hello.
Oh, hello there. Don't be scared, we're not going to hurt you. The kid doesn't move from his hiding spot. He looks skeptical, like he doesn't quite trust you. Victoria, care to explain why the child looks at you like you're some dangerous beast? I had a dispute with this kid's brother and ended up switching out a potion as a way to get back at him. I didn't do it on purpose. Oh, protests and riots. Yeah. I'm sure there will be lots and lots of people picketing about how the kids these days are dabbling in magic and and it's just as bad as the drugs and the sex and the things. So, you know. Sigh. That's what I got. Sigh. Anyway, not my proudest moment, to be sure. Victoria. Oh, honestly. This is your problem to deal with, then. Go on. Let's be nice. I can see how frightened you are. I'm so sorry. I never meant to hurt you with my dumb little prank. Is there any way you can forgive me? The child's tense stance slowly relaxes, your honesty calming him somewhat. He nods silently and steps closer to you, his fingers fidgeting awkwardly with his sleeves.
I guess so. What's your name, kid?
I mean, okay. There's an easy way to do that magic. It's called pay somebody else to come and do the cleaning. I'm just in this place where I would need to clean a lot for somebody else to come and do the cleanings before they could come and do it. So, it's not worth it. But, like, you know, basically, if you're like, I don't want to clean and cook and do all the chores, you get to hire those people and they will absolutely do the cleaning and the cooking and the chores. You just have to pay them bunches of money. Employment. Well, yes, obviously. It's very complicated to pay them bunches of money if you can't afford them. If you can't afford to pay someone else to do it, you do it yourself, right? Like, it would be nice. It would be nice to have the magic for it. I think I would rather have the magic to just make a bunch of money. Then I can provide employment for people. Look at me. I'm a capitalist. Like the asshole landlord like raccoon, obviously. See, my goal in life is to not have to work so that I have time to do the fun cooking and not the like, I just got home, I have a half an hour, I need to make the food and then eat it in that same half hour and then run to the next thing. That's what I need to do. That's my goal in life. Alright, Victoria. What's your name, kid? Victoria's voice is surprisingly gentle, and the young boy flushes bright red, bowing his head.
I'm Kim, ma'am.
And what were you doing, following us around like that, Kim?
The child wrings his hands nervously.
I was looking for my brother.
Well, your brother exploded with a demon inside, actually.
He didn't come home last night, you see.
Right? Also, like, during the whole, like, panini that we're having, I've discovered, like, I think I was telling, Hanapengu about it. I discovered this blog called The Walks of Life, WOK. And, it is amazing, and it makes making, like, Chinese and Thai and Japanese food pretty approachable for, like, your general average human. So I've been having a lot of fun with that. But yeah. Alright. Alright, so his brother didn't come home. As far as I know, his brother, like, died from having a demon inside.
He's been acting strange lately, so I'm worried.
Your answer will impact the story going forward. Tell the child the truth even though it may be hard to hear. Tell the child you haven't seen his brother. He probably won't bother you again. Okay. We're obviously going to tell him the truth.
I'll tell you what happened.
Your brother attacked me last night. He appeared to be possessed by some kind of evil spirit. Almost looked like a demon himself. I haven't seen him since then.
That's awful.
My brother is nothing like that at all. He's always taken really good care of me, protecting me. But ever since he got that new job... Look! Lo! A clue flag was planted, and it grew into a flag. Victoria. What new job?
Well,
I'm not sure. He just said he was running errands for some guy. The pay was great, and not nearly as dangerous as working in the mines. You know, like, nothing about this sounds good. 0 things about this sound good. 0 things. 0 things. Alright. Your brother used to work in the mines?
yeah.
Yeah, it was...
real tough on him.
The boss there is super mean. The workers get hurt all the time. My brother was in an accident too once. One of the tunnels collapsed and he got trapped under a big pile of rocks. After that, his head used to hurt all the time. But the alchemist has a really good potion that helps him with the pain.
What do you mean?
Some guy. Do you know who he was talking about?
Say.
Honestly, I was afraid he was getting into something shady, but anything's better than working in the mines, so I didn't complain about it. This is like what happens if magic exists in West Virginia, right? Alright.
Actually,
We can help you figure out what happened to your brother. It sounds like he might have gotten tangled up in some of the stuff we're investigating.
You really help? Thank you so much.
I promise I'll do my best to help you as well. I'll start by seeing if anything my brother left behind can tell me who he worked for. Victoria, just be careful. It's not safe for a child to play detective. Stay out of harm's way.
I'll be careful.
He runs off.
Not bad.
Victoria, I'm surprised. You handled that situation well. Finding this kid's brother will be instrumental in uncovering the truth. Me. Mine. And also, you know, keeping him from killing other people will also be a bonus, right? Victoria. Right. I was just thinking because they have all those people and working in the coal mines and getting hurt and like deciding that anything is better than working in the mines, which is how we end up with lots and lots of meth manufacturing. Look, an analogy in a game. Amazing, right? Alright, I should not joke. Let's blush. Thank you.
Let's go.
Victoria, we still have much to do. Let's keep moving. Mime. Right, go team! Woo! Yeah, it's weird. The coal region around us turned into a meth area. Imagine that. Okay. I'm still trying to figure out what the little, like... Like, Pengu, do you know... What do the little, like, the little icons that pop up mean? No, the people were just terrible and had no willpower and, had bad morality, more a god. Insert Jesus. Jesus fixes everything wrong with minds, right? Or with meth. Unsure. Unclear. Thoughts and prayers. Okay. So I still don't know what those things are, but I have exclamations here and here. And, I mean, he makes people have touchdowns in the football, so obviously can fix all other things. Obviously can fix all other things. Let's go to the evil, creepy woods, right? Like, what could go wrong? Absolutely. Okay, this is creepy and kind of terrible and not at all suspicious. The ivy woods are silent. Also, why are they called ivy woods? There is no ivy. Everything is still among the blackened trunks of dead trees. As if the wildlife has also heeded the warnings to stay away. Yeah, Okay, so we can be sad about it, we can be nervous about it, or we can be determined. Let's be determined. I feel like Victoria likes determined people. And my goal here is to smooch on Victoria.
Okay.
Right, let's go ahead and look for some clues. Mime. I am right with you. Okay, yeah, that's because you're bound to me and you can't go anywhere. Victoria sighs. Do you two even know what you're searching for? A clue is not just going to present itself as some package with a glowing sign on top of it. I am betting we're going to get a package with a glowing sign on top of it. Not to mention, as I already told you, there's nothing here. The place is as barren and empty as it was the last time we checked, Mime. We won't find any answers here. Mime, I guess you're right. I just really hoped coming back here would... Wait, did you hear that?
I can't believe this.
Mime, I swear, I will... Shh. Listen. Your group falls silent and listens carefully, and after a while you pick up on the faint sound, too. It sounds like a person singing. I'm starting to get that feeling again, said Mime. You know, like back when the shop was burning. I think there might be something dark ahead. Mime, in this forest? Something dark? You don't say. It looks so friendly, inviting, and not at all evil. Like it was full of ivy. Or something. I don't even know. Let's see. We can go investigate. We could be concerned, or we can laugh about it. Let's keep being determined. That's unusual for sure. Let's go check it out. You step forward, but Victoria's arm stops you, the tall woman's eyes hard as she stares straight ahead. Don't be a fool. Stay behind me. She walks ahead, her hand already resting on the hilt of her sword. You walk among the black trees, every step taking you all closer to the sound of singing. Stepping out into a small clearing, you find a large willow tree by a small lake. It's black and dead like the rest of the forest, but among its branches sits a small sparrow. The song is coming from the bird, but it is very much the voice of a human woman, singing enthusiastically. Songbird. There are stories to be told, daring and bold, in the merry sparrow's inn. Below the tree, resting against the black trunk, sits a man, looking quite pleased with listening to the sparrow's performance. His eyes flicker to you only for a moment, and his smile
It
widens.
seems more have joined your audience, little one. Why don't you give us an encore?
Is that the bard from earlier? Willowbark is actually very distinct, and like maybe she's been to this woods before and knows that there was a big willow tree right here, or like it's got the weeping thing going. But like a valid point. The bird seems to perfectly understand the man and puffs up its little chest proudly before throwing itself into another verse. Come, traveler, with your weary heart into the dark of the lantern forest. There lies an inn with open doors, where the light is burning the brightest. Let the warmth heal your frozen bones, may the ale in our tallest glass pour. For the pain within your broken soul, we old travelers know just the cure. There is light to be found within, there are stories to be told, daring and bold, in the Merry Sparrow's Inn. The bird finishes its song and does a tiny bow, and the stranger claps, smiling brilliantly.
Bravo! Beautifully done.
This is creepy and weird. Creepy and weird. Okay. Alright, let's see. Let's be shocked about it.
That bird. It talks.
Technically, it's a songbird, as that is all it does, but yes, and a very talented one at that.
It's an abomination, that's what it is. Someone has cursed the bird with magic. Better put it out of its misery.
Now hold on there. There's no reason to act so rashly. The bird is not hurting anyone.
Its very existence is a breach of the law. Who's to say it doesn't carry other, more dangerous curses? If someone got hurt due to our inaction, would you be able to live with that?
You are overreacting. It's an enchanted bird, not some malignant spirit out to eat our souls. The world is not going to end if we let this one go.
The choice will impact your relationship with Victoria and the mysterious stranger. Yeah, let's go with Victoria here.
Victoria is right. With everything going on in the town now, we really can't afford to take any chances in regards to magic. What if something like what happened to the shop happens again?
Victoria looks surprised but pleased.
Didn't think you would see this from my side. Thank you. Now, let me deal with this.
Victoria unsheaths her blade. In a swift swing, the bird lies dead on the ground. Mime lets out a quiet whimper behind you, and the stranger sighs sadly.
So the true colors of humanity are plain to see. How sad. May she find respite in the hall of the Sparrow's Inn, and sing tales of other heroic deeds till she may be reborn.
That sounds like something out of the old religion. Such talk is heresy, you know.
That is true. Does that mean I get the sword as well?
I'm not ruling it out yet.
I wonder.
Who are you? Am I to assume refusing to answer would end with me in the same state as that poor bird? Victoria. Good guess.
In that case, you may call me Michael. As for who I am, I always find that's a question best answered over a glass of wine. No?
I might take you up on that invitation sometime.
Oh, really?
I'd be delighted to have such interesting company. Alright, let's Find
Tell
out what he's
me
doing here.
about-
What are you doing here?
Interesting.
I was searching for answers to a curiosity of mine. Did you find it? The answer then? I did. Well, what was it? Michael, that's a secret. Victoria, I'd be more afraid of losing my head if I were you. Michael, so scary. This is an odd place for you to relax, don't you think?
Oh, really?
A lone traveler on the road to the nearest tavern is not that rare, I would imagine. I'm actually a lot more curious about you.
A villager leading a mage, a demon hunter, and a spirit into a dead forest.
Ooh, he can see the spirit.
Sounds like a legend about to be told. Or the start of a joke. Hard to tell.
A villager, a demon hunter, a mage, and a spirit walk into a forest. Mime, you're right, we are kind of an odd bunch, and wait, you see me? Victoria's hand flies to her sword. Michael, however, only smiles lazily.
How curious.
Of course I see you. You are right here, are you not? Mime, but no one is supposed to see me, only... Oh, let's see. Careful. You sensed something earlier, Mime. Is this it? Mime, I am not really sure. Michael, now, no need for that. There are much more dangerous things to worry about in these woods than me. There's a sudden rumble of the earth, a deep growl cutting through the air. Yeah, that doesn't at all sound like you summoned it, does it, Michael? Anne, what in Aletherus' name was that? Mime, Anna, I think this sounds like...
Blasted.
Victoria, something's coming. Stay behind me. The tall willow tree is shaking, the dark hole in its trunk retracting as if taking a deep breath. And a force of darkness bursts out towards your group. Victoria moves to parry, but the darkness knocks her away. Mime, Victoria! The shadow turns and heads straight towards you.
I think
Michael.
not.
I think not. A hand reaches around you and pulls you back. His hands are glowing with a sinister purple light as he commands.
Return to your true form.
The force is frozen mid-air, suspended by a bright glow. Alright, so pre-roll ads are now back on, and I am supposed to run an ad break to disable them. But if I run an ad break, so that will disable my pre-roll ads, but not actually my ads. No idea. None. Alright. The force is frozen midair, suspended by a bright glow. It hangs still for a moment before, much like the demon in the shop, its form expands and bursts into the shape of another demon. Insolence! You dare try to stop me? Yes. Ah, yes, okay, you're still working on sound. Well, hopefully you'll get sound soon. Alright, so Michael says, I believe you are the one rudely interrupting a private moment. I suggest you get lost now. The purple glow is crackling like fire, swirling in his hands before shooting out as a blast, striking the demon and sending it back, reeling. Demon, you? Mime, Anna, you know what you have to do. Okay. I know what I have to do. I have to solve a stupid puzzle. I mean, it's not stupid. It's a nice puzzle, but, okay. So... let's see. Okay, that's that. Nope. 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 Oh no. How did I... Okay. There we go. Basically, you twirl those things until, you know, until they line up, and then, that banishes demons. Alright, I'm assuming that, Pengu does not have sound yet, so let me know if when that becomes untrue and you get sound again. Demon is like, no! It roars as it is sucked into the locket, and then it grows silent, the glow of the artifact slowly fading. I wonder if sucking in demons can just power the artifact so then it's not powered by mine. Let's be worried about Victoria. You slip out of Michael's grip and rush over to Victoria, who is picking herself up with a groan. Victoria, are you okay? Victoria, I'm fine. Only a wounded pride. But you... Victoria picks up her sword and points it at Michael. Michael, who? Me? Oh, so... basically you have to make the left hand, turny thing look like the right hand turny thing. And, you do it by turning the 4 different circles to make them look the same. Victoria, do not play dumb. I saw what you did there. You are a mage. Mime, oh, he's just like Anne then.
No.
Anne, he is nothing like me. To think would see a chaotic mage here of all places. That is one very suspicious coincidence.
Chaotic, really? You make it sound so violent.
I wonder if him being like a chaotic mage is related to that whole old religion you're not supposed to talk about anymore. One wonders. I see myself more as a naturalist magic user, but I should expect nothing less from a graduate of the Mage Academy.
Speak, Mage. What are you doing here?
Enough.
It's no coincidence that a wild mage appeared just before a demon showed up. Michael, enough with the sword already. The demon might have been attracted to my magic, but I didn't come here to be murdered by that thing. I came because of the forest. Mime, you did? What do you know of it? Michael, the sparrows were singing about a great evil destroying the meadow. I came to see it for myself. Check if this might be some new corrupted type of nature magic.
Really?
Mime, and was it? Did you find out what caused this?
Interesting.
Michael, I have a couple of suspicions. The fact that a powerful demon like that showed up certainly makes everything a lot more interesting. Let's see if we can find out a little bit more information. I also feel like I need to save. And I'm trying to remember what I did before to save. Was it like escape, maybe? It was escape. Okay, good. Save. Also, what is this companions thing? Oh, we can learn about things, about people. Okay. Okay, so this is definitely going to be Michael here, and I don't know who this is going to be. But I guess we'll figure him out. Oh, yay! Yay sound. Hey, maybe you know the answer to my question. When we see the map... oh, yes. Yeah, okay, mysterious, charming, roguish type. That is your type. When we see the map... Anytime I hover over, like, some of the places, there's, like, a little thought bubble with a character picture in it, and I don't know what that means. And it hasn't told me what that means, and I have not figured it out. So if you know what I'm talking about, I am sorry your internet is terrible. But yeah, if you know about what those things mean on the map, I would love to know, especially as we wait for Captain to not have an advert anymore. But yes, you know, subscriptions get rid of ads. See, look, I put in an advertisement. But yeah, I am hoping that I can figure out what the meaning of the map thing is. And I'm also vaguely glad that I am not supposed to be romancing Michael, I guess. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Let's see. On the map, we... Hopefully that comes through and you are able to... Yay, you're back! There's an event with that character. Okay, that's good to know. That's super good to know. Alright, but let's keep going and getting our questions answered. Alright, so we've got... chaotic magic. Okay, so...
What do you mean?
What do you guys mean by chaotic magic? What does that even mean? Which is optional, but also advanced side plot and friendship, not just romance. Okay, good to know. Michael. It is a term used to describe any type of magic that is not authorized by the Empire, which means in this little gathering I'm actually the third individual who would fall under such a category. Talk about throwing stones.
Tell me about...
Do you know a lot about this type of magic? Michael, you pick up a few things here and there, living on the road like I do. Okay. Well, let's find out.
Huh?
Why are you doing this? Wouldn't it be much safer for you to stay away? Michael, of course. But what would the fun in that? Alright, maybe we can help each other. We're trying to figure out why these demons are showing up in town, among other things. You say they might be connected? Maybe we can help each other.
Interesting.
Michael, that little trinket of yours certainly seems useful. However, I do enjoy my head as it is right now, and your demon hunter friend is sharpening her blade. Victoria, as if I'd let you off that easily. I think probably let's go with, we can keep an eye on it. Don't you know the saying about keeping your enemies close? Victoria, I prefer to keep them dead, but you do have a point. So, what do you say? You lend us a hand and we'll keep Victoria off your back? A curious proposition. But you're also a quite curious person, are you not? The stranger steps closer to you and looks you over, a calculating look in his eyes that makes you feel like he's seeing right through you. He smiles. Perhaps you are not quite so ordinary. Oh, great! Now apparently I get the romance option. No, it's totally fine. Like, this is a story it's all about the story, so like, why should I want you to miss any of the story because Twitch wants to make some money? At some point a big plan will be discussed after when you go back to the alchemy shop. It'll be like, do you want to enact plan yet? And there's always an are you sure in case you've selected by accident and aren't done with actions. Sometimes the big plan might be going to sleep. That is a mighty big plan. Okay. All right. Let's see. I don't want romance. Nervous, annoyed, or joking. Let's go with nervous. Don't know what you're talking about. I'm completely averagely ordinary. You, my dear, are a terrible liar, which to me just makes you all the more intriguing, you know?
Very well. I will help you out. This looks like it might turn out to be quite amusing after all.
Oh, wow. Thank you. Isn't this great, Victoria?
I'm keeping a close eye on you, Mage.
I would be disappointed if you didn't.
Well, I, for one, am happy to get new friends. Welcome to the team, Michael.
Thank you, Mime. Now let's go hunt down some demons, shall we? How curious.
Michael, you're staring. Why are you staring?
Oh, my apologies. I was lost in thought. I've seen many spirits in my travels, but no one quite like you, Mime.
I don't think I've ever seen a traveler quite like you either. You're a lot more colorful.
I can imagine. Here's to defying expectations.
Okay, so far it's Anne and Quinn, the point of view character in Victoria, and Mime and Michael. Everybody gets together, right? That is my plan. I have decided it. Okay, so why is there still an exclamation mark on the woods? We've already gone there. But I guess let's go to all the things. I have like 25 more minutes. The air inside the tavern is warm, and a pleasant scent of burning firewood and savory foods washes over you as you step inside. Michael is lounging by the bar, wineglass in hand, his brightly colored robes making him stand out against the mostly wooden interior.
What can I do for you?
Here to join me for a drink? Sure. Yes to the company, no to the drink. Perfect. Come on, have a seat then. You take a seat by Michael, who puts his glass down to stare through you with his undivided attention.
Let's see.
So what brings you to seek me out like this? Got some curiosity you need sated? Okay, well,
Tell me about...
for someone who's considered an outlaw, you're not that good at keeping a low profile, are you?
I find it's a balance you have to tread. Blend in too much, and people will think you are shifty. Be loud and colorful, and people will take notice. But if you're quiet and colorful, well, people will still notice. Honestly, but there's no fun in dressing like a fugitive. If my handsome clothes are what end up getting me killed, that's a fair trade for being fashionable, is it not?
Wow. Just wow.
So...
A wild mage, huh? Curious, are we? Don't worry, I'm not nearly as interesting as the stories make us wild ones out to be. I'm a mage, but I didn't study at the proper school, and am therefore considered a dangerous individual. Let's joke with him. But a bunch of those people calling you dangerous didn't go to school either. And quite a lot of them are pretty dangerous as well. But the truly dangerous ones, the ones who went to schools, big expensive ones made by the very magic they fear. Studying there versus under the glow of mage lights, the irony never fails to amuse me.
I wonder...
Why is it that you never went to the academy? I thought the government had people scout out kids with the talent and bring them in. Yeah. It wasn't like they didn't try. My past is not that interesting, to be honest, but it isn't exactly a cheery fairy tale either. One best not bring down the mood in such pleasant company. Maybe I'll share it with you some other time. Okay. That's understandable. Let's talk about something else then. I'm out of questions though, so I should
See
get
you
going.
around.
I should get back to this whole missing quest thing. Yeah. Yep. Death before fashion faux pas. Michael smiles and picks up his glass. Very well then. I'll be here if you have more questions.
You're hiding something, Mage.
I am a man of many secrets, dear Victoria. You'll have to be more specific.
The reason you're here. You claim you came here to investigate the forest, but that's ludicrous. Why would you willingly put yourself at risk like that? Just, what's in it for you?
It can't possibly be because I'm concerned and want to help.
Unlikely.
So cold. Just like you, I'm here to lend a hand, so we can avoid more incidents like the forest. And as things are now, I'd say you need all the help you can get.
He's not wrong.
Just know that I'm keeping an eye on you.
I know, and how I feel for those poor eyes. Between me and the alchemist, they must be rolling around your skull, trying to keep up.
Okay, so why does it still give me his thing despite, like... Okay. I guess we keep going around and clicking on all the things and see what happens. Town square is busy and buzzing with people, eager to share stories and gossip with one another. However, one lone figure stands out, staying off to the side and staring at the crowd with apprehension.
Hi.
Hi there, Anne. Are you okay? You look like you're trying to become one with the wall back there. Anne, if I knew a spell that would let me blend in with the building, then now would be the best time to use it. Quinn insisted that I take a walk and get to know the town. I honestly don't see the point, as I will be leaving this place soon, but here I am anyway.
Well...
Quinn is right. Anemone Valley is a really nice place once you get to know it a bit better. Anne, right. I'll need more concrete evidence than that to be convinced. Was there something you wanted, by the way? I might as well keep you here while I pretend to be sightseeing. That way, if we get chased down by an angry mob, there will be at least two of us running.
So...
I'm curious. What exactly is it you think you'll discover from researching Mime and me?
If things pan out right, then these experiments might yield a solution to the Empire's shortage of magic energy.
Yeah, 'cause romance is the answer to that.
Really?
There's a shortage of magic? I thought the general gospel of the Empire is that there is too much magic in the world.
So...
That would be their public opinion, yes. Privately, most people in the big cities and capitals enjoy the commodities that magic provides them with. From their mage light lamps, self-driving horse carriages, orbs of communication, you name it. Their complacent lifestyle is dependent on all these magical items, and every single one of them is powered by a magic crystal. Now, crystals are great for this purpose, but there are only so many to go around, which means the cost of those crystals steadily continues to rise, which in turn gives a disproportionate amount of power to those who own the crystal mines, since there's no alternative. But you don't need a crystal. You are a completely normal, no magic human using an alchemy table without any clear power source. If I can figure out how you do it, it might very well change the world as we know it. Wait a minute. Didn't Elizabeth tell us that it's an old tool from, like, before they discovered crystals, and that you draws on the alchemist's power? Or a spirit's power? Like, do they, like, all have collective amnesia about it or something?
That's great.
It's an admirable goal, wanting to help the world like that.
Uh-huh.
You misunderstand. I don't give a damn about those people. Their petty problems mean nothing to me, but with a discovery like that, I'm absolutely certain to be granted a professor title. Then I can go back to doing whatever research I want, and the world can continue to slowly destroy itself for some other dumb reason. Yeah, I can't imagine caring that much either. Okay.
I wonder.
You and Quinn seem to be close. Quinn is one of those people who grows on you over time, and once ensnared, they'll not stop shoving their friendship and love on you.
They are my best friend, honestly.
We were both rather quirky compared to some of the other kids growing up at the academy. Despite Quinn being a year ahead of me, we just clicked and have remained strong friends since.
Tell me about...
I keep returning to this professor thing. Why do you want to become one so badly?
That makes sense.
I guess it wouldn't make much sense for someone who isn't a mage, but I'll try to explain. Once a mage has graduated from academy, we're thrown out. Some would call it being reassigned to professional positions. But that just means we get thrown out and into a job we didn't choose in a random city we don't know. And wants to know how it works. I promise you there's absolutely no record of that tool. Oh, interesting. Okay. But Elizabeth knows about it. From, I guess, her adventures with, what's her name? Back when they were, you know, a pair of lovers destroying demons around the world. Or whatever it was that they were doing. But I think it was being a pair of lovers destroying demons around the world. Alright, so yes, you get assigned to a random job at a random city. Then we have to work the rest of our lives praying that we don't make a mistake that'll land us in prison. Or worse. The Mage Academy is the only place where we can be free to practice our craft without having to fear that a single mistake or misunderstanding could be the end of us. But the only people who get to stay at the academy after graduation are the professors. Those few experts who are allowed to study their craft to the benefit of all, the ones tasked with teaching the next generation. That's what I want for myself, hence my current trial.
I'll be off then.
We should probably get back to the mission at hand.
Bye then.
You're right, and the sooner we get this demon nonsense out of the way, the sooner can I begin running some tests on you and mine.
So, Anne, I take it you're from the Mage Academy.
That would be correct. And you are a wild mage, an unauthorized practitioner of magic.
Saying it like that makes it sound a lot more exciting than it is.
Don't you ever get tired? Being on the run, having to live your life in secret? It sounds exhausting.
What can I say? I just really don't like doing homework.
Okay. So that's him. That's her. I guess let's go talk to Mime in the alleyway.
Ah, yes. This is a nice spot.
Yeah, but I bet Elizabeth knows how it works and is just being evasive.
Empty, quiet, perfect place to just disappear.
Ah! Oh, hi. What brings you out here?
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, Mime. I didn't mean to frighten you. I was just wondering what you were doing back here. What, me? Frightened? No way. Okay, you might have spooked me a little bit.
Hear me out.
It's not like I'm doing anything bad or anything. I just get a bit overwhelmed at times. All this walking around, talking with people, facing down scary stuff. It just becomes a bit much, and I just want to run and hide. I don't, though. We're not going to find a way to solve this mess if I hide in the trash all day, but you know, it's just nice to breathe a little once in a while. You understand that, don't you? No, let's be determined.
About that.
It's hard, I know, but all we can do is push to the end. The quicker we get this whole mess over with, the better.
Well,
Mime, I guess I shouldn't be surprised at such a response. You just took on the challenge head on, even when none of this was your fault to begin with. You're so different from me, so admirable. Makes me feel quite silly for hiding out here. Still, do you think perhaps you could not tell Victoria about my hiding spot? It can be our little secret, and if you, despite your resolve, find that you need a moment to breathe, well, then you can come here as well, okay? Let's find out.
I have some questions.
You were acting pretty weird when we went out to the forest. What was that all about? Me? Weird? No way. So you noticed, huh? I'm sorry I was acting weird. The forest is a special place for me. It was where Victoria found me, and there are lots of things I'd like answers to, but it's not really all that important. I'll stay on track from now on. Don't worry.
I wonder.
I would like to talk about our companions. We're quite the odd bunch now, aren't we? Who do you want to talk about?
Tell me about...
Tell me about Michael. He's great fun to be around. He's always smiling and positive, and doesn't seem to mind my spiritness at all. I feel like he's hiding something, though. Like, I noticed him sometimes staring off into space, and he just looks so sad. I hope we can become friends so we can help him with whatever he's struggling with. Hopefully, before Victoria murders him.
Tell me
about Elizabeth.
Well...
She's nice, if not a little bit scary. It's like you look at her and see a nice old lady, but then you look at her and you feel like a tiny mouse staring up at some ancient, powerful beast. But I guess that might just be me, she's your teacher after all. What's she like to you?
About that...
Elizabeth is strict, yeah, but she's always fair and has never treated me badly.
Okay.
I see. I'm glad to hear it. Maybe I'm just intimidated because I've never met a teacher before.
So...
You know Victoria. Can you tell me more about her? I don't really know her that well, honestly. She just sort of showed up in my life all of a sudden and got me dragged into this whole mystery about the demons. Scared me senseless, honestly, but now that I've gotten to spend more time with her, I think she means well, even if she's a bit intense.
So...
What about Anne?
I wonder...
Well, she seems sweet, but also really quiet. She's very focused on her research, and she only ever talks to me to ask questions about the spirit locket. It would be nice to get to know her a little better, but honestly, she doesn't seem interested in making friends.
I'll be off then.
We should go back to work.
Let's go!
Right, back to work. Sealing demons, saving the world, all that stuff. All that stuff. Alright, so we gone to all of those. We could go home, or we can go to the woods again, but we've already been in the woods, so let's go home, I guess.
Welcome back.
Hello there, welcome back. Did you need something?
So...
I picked up the ingredients from Quinn. It won't refill our stock, but it should be enough to get us started.
Well done.
Excellent. Yes, these will do nicely. Are you ready to give that alchemy locket of yours a try, then? Yeah, let's
I'll do
do
it.
it. I'm ready. Let's do this. Okay. Crap. You gave me a link to all of these, and I don't know if I have it anymore. So I'm going to need to, like, Google it again. Let's see if I can Google the puzzle guides, because, like, that's how we roll. No, but I just found it in my browser history. Alright, so let's see. I have daisies and I have lavender. That can make mosquito repellent. I don't have 2 daisies, because that would make a sleeping draught. Healing potion is 1 lavender and 1 daisy. Okay. Begin by adding lavender to the left ring and daisy to the right ring. Okay. Mix the middle clockwise. Whoops. That didn't do the right thing. How do I mix it? I am so confused. Middle clockwise and then the right clockwise. Oh no, it's like already the way it's supposed to be, maybe? No. How come nothing's moving? Press mix to begin mixing the ingredients. Okay. Match any pattern to discover a new recipe. Okay, well, we want to move that. Mix the middle clockwise and then mix the right clockwise. And create. Ooh, okay. Good to know. Okay, more ingredients will unlock as the game goes on. Okay. Well, it looks like... Oh, yes. Go. Thank you for hanging out and for helping. Yay. You rock. And thank you for raiding. Let's see if we can make some else. Okay, so... that's a healing potion again. That's not what we want to do. That's something new. Let's try that.
Another discovery!
Go me! I am making all the things. Ooh, must hydrate. Thank you for reminding me to hydrate. You should also hydrate. Oh yes, and thank you to Pengu for hanging out. Okay, so what were we doing? Oh yes, I was going to whoops, nope, go back in here. Mix. What do we want to do? I think that, and then that and that. What does that make?
Whoa, look at that!
Now, why does it only give me 1 star? Who knows? Yes, definitely, definitely everybody hydrate. Okay, let's see. Um uh, this is, so that will be this, and that's something new.
Another discovery!
Okay. Okay. What are we trying to make here? Nope. Nope. That's something new.
Whoa, look at that!
Okay. Oh, excellent. We're good. Nothing exciting has happened really, other than I am turning the circles a little bit more and basically trying to kind of figure out as many potion types as I can really figure out. Like, that's sort of where we're at. Let me see. I'm gonna go look stuff up in. It requires roses, which I don't have any of. So I think. One, two, three. 3 daisies. And let's see what we can do with 3 daisies. Mix the middle clockwise. Mix the left counterclockwise. I don't think I can do it the other way. But I think counterclockwise means like that. And mix the top clockwise. Mix the middle clockwise. Mix the right clockwise. Mix the left clockwise. Mix the middle clockwise. Mix the left clockwise. Mix the top counterclockwise, which is that. Mix the middle clockwise. That's not anything. That was unuseful. Unuseful. Yeah, okay. I don't actually know what I'm doing. Doo-dah, doo-dah. I don't know what that is.
Another discovery!
Sure, I've made a sleeping grout. No, I want to learn this one. I want to figure out what makes of that one. And I think I need that and that. And create.
Whoa, look at that!
Ooh, I've made a strong mosquito repellent. Let's see. What else do I have that's like unknown? I think I've made all of the things. I think I have. Okay, well, let's go back.
Whoa, look at that!
And another recipe perfected. Wow, you're getting quite good at this.
Thank you, dear.
I must agree. Well done, dear. This should be enough to keep us going for a while.
Finally.
Oh, thank the seven. I think I was going to go mad looking at those swirling plates any longer.
About that.
Mime. But since we're taking a break, I've been wondering, Elizabeth, about this locket. How did it come to be here in your shop? Oh, it's after 9. I need to go. Because I'm supposed to be on the internet having a date with the boy. So we're gonna save. And we're gonna continue next week because no, that's after the save here. Yes. And Alchemy Book, and we're gonna exit to the title screen. Anyway, thank you very much for hanging out, folks. It's been fun. I am continuing to absolutely love this game. It is amazing. So definitely join me next week as we keep going in the story and hopefully find out more. And as the title screen tells us, we at some point get to meet this glowing person. I don't know who they are, but we get to meet them someday. And then it will be fun. But until then...
From the shimmer of light in the workshop, he felt safe to the floor.
Let's not listen to that song. And bye everybody. Have a good night. I should really see if there's anybody I want to raid. Oh, Johnny is... Okay, so we are going to raid hopefully I think we can raid John. Looks like John's like on and raidable. Why am I not seeing him? Yeah, here's John. We're going to raid him momentarily. Let's put in some raid icons to use. And yeah, use those raid icons for when we do it.
Well, that's very exciting. Hello to Power Vulcan and Graders. Nice to see you this evening. I hope you're doing well. Alright. No recovery, but attack powered up. That's what I want. Oh, hello,